What's up, YouTube? I'm Rob Anderson. Thanks for being back at my channel. I'm pumped. If you're new here, I make money publishing audiobooks on Audible and Amazon. And that's what this channel is mostly about. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on the bell notifications, all that stuff. Lots of good stuff coming. So this video is a little different. It's very educational. As I've been doing this a little bit longer, I've realized that some people have no idea what the heck this business model is or how it works. So maybe you've already done some Kindle publishing or something like that, and so you know how this works, but maybe you don't really understand it. What is audiobook publishing? What does self-publishing mean? How do you make money doing that? How does it work? Or is it your books? Is it somebody else's books? That's a question I get a lot lately. You know, are you publishing other people's books? Are you writing the books? Who owns the books? All that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to explain today. I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to, if you're coming from another business model and you have no idea how this works, this video is perfect for you, explaining what it is and how it works and giving a nice overview in that way. So I made a nice slideshow presentation about it, so let's check that out. Alright guys, what is audiobook publishing? How is it? How does it work? What is self-publishing? All that. I'm going to give you a nice overview so you can really understand what this business model is, because if you don't understand it, you're probably not going to do it, right? You need to understand it. And so if you don't understand it, check this out. So let's just compare it to traditional publishing. We all pretty much understand that, right? As this definition is, publishing is the dissemination of literature, music, or information. So in the past, right, you had an idea for a book and you wrote your book, your life's work, right? Especially before the internet. You had to go and find a publisher. And the publisher would usually purchase the rights from the book for you, and then they would get the book into various avenues, various sales distribution channels, and then you would get paid royalties. So that's how traditional publishing works. So in traditional publishing, you can be either the author or the publisher, right? And so that's how that works. Now that still goes on today. There's still a lot of traditional publishing happening. And it's not so easy. Anybody who's tried to publish a book traditionally can tell you that it's a lot of times they want you to have a lot of big social media following and stuff like that. So what we're talking about though is audiobook publishing. So an audiobook publisher does the same thing except with audiobooks. An audiobook publisher publishes and distributes audiobooks. Now that makes sense, right? Now audiobooks can be distributed anywhere. But what I really recommend is focusing on Amazon and Audible and iTunes a little bit. Now, fortunately, you can distribute audiobooks onto all three of these platforms using the website ACX. So you really only have to deal with the ACX website and it can get you onto these channels. So it's pretty cool. So an audiobook publisher publishes audiobooks onto these channels. Now, but I don't know any authors or whose book am I gonna publish? Am I gonna publish a well-known book as an audiobook? Am I gonna publish something that's in the public domain? You can try to do that, but no, that's not what I recommend. You're going to create your own content that you own the rights to. And so this is self-publishing. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be the author and the publisher. Okay? So you're going to publish your audiobook onto those channels that we mentioned, Amazon, Audible, iTunes, using ACX, but you're going to publish content that you own the rights to. Okay, so you don't have to deal with any separate authors. Now you can research what will sell well on Audible. Various keyword research methods, various tools, looking on Audible and Amazon themselves. So you're going to be able to know in advance, have a pretty accurate idea of what will sell well. Now, who's actually going to write this book? You can write the book yourself, I don't necessarily recommend it, but say you're really passionate about a subject and you know a lot about it, maybe you're an expert in a certain field, then you could probably write the book yourself. That's when I recommend doing it. Or if you really have very low startup capital, you could write the book yourself. But writing a good book is a lot of work because it requires so much research. So it takes up a lot of time, so it's really hard to scale. What I really recommend is this bottom option of hiring a freelancer or a ghostwriting company to write your book idea. So does that make sense? What you're going to do is you're going to have content that you own, but you're going to pay somebody else to write it for you. You're going to pay either a freelancer or a ghostwriting company to write it for you. And that does not have to be that expensive to write a quality book. There are quality writers and ghostwriting companies that can turn your idea into a good book relatively inexpensively. And so that is definitely the avenue that I recommend. But you can write it yourself, just not recommended. So after you get your manuscript back from your freelancer or your ghostwriting company, or after you write it yourself, and then you have to turn your manuscript into an ebook, a Kindle book. You cannot have an audiobook on Amazon or Audible without first having a Kindle ebook. So you could go to kdp.com to create your Kindle book. So that you can't do audiobook self-publishing without first having an ebook. So you have to create an ebook version of your manuscript. Then, after you have done that, after you have an ebook live on Amazon, then you can turn your Kindle book into an audiobook. And you use that website I mentioned before, acx.com. And acx.com is awesome because it's a one-stop shop. You can get your book narrated. They have lots of narrators on ACX. So you can browse through narrators, and they're really affordable rates. And then they will turn your ebook into an audiobook. And so you can even do a royalty share with them where you don't even have to pay them anything up front. And then just down the road, you'll split the royalties 50-50. Now, I don't recommend that. I recommend just paying them a flat fee. But if you're low on funds, that can be a great option. See, money does not have to be an obstacle in this business model. You can trade time. You can write your own book, and then you can do a royalty share and have somebody narrate it for free up front, and then just split the royalties with them. So then once your narrator finishes your audiobook, ACX will then distribute this new audiobook onto Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. And then voila, that's sweet. Now you have a brand new audiobook that's live on Audible and Amazon. So you've created a book that you researched, that you own the rights to. You have an ebook version and an audiobook version, and they're live and they're ready to be sold. And then you would promote your book on Audible and Amazon. So this actually isn't that complicated. It's not super hard. You do some basic Audible and Amazon SEO, certain keywords in the title and in your book description. Then you gather your reviews for your book. Sorry, I mistyped you. And that's not that difficult. ACX gives you promo codes for your book, so you can give your book away for free to people, and then they can leave a review. And there's services that can do this for you. You can also use your personal network to leave honest reviews. ACX allows that. So then after you do that promotion, you sit back and collect the royalties. And then it doesn't get any better than that. Then you rinse and repeat. So that is how audiobook publishing works from A to Z. Audiobook self-publishing. So I highly recommend it. It's pretty simple, and I hope that helps you understand how this business model works and how you do it. So there you have it, guys. That's how this business model works. You're creating your own content and you're getting it on Audible and Amazon. It's self-publishing, because you're the author. Even though you're paying somebody, you're still considered the author, and you're the publisher. So that's where the self-publishing comes in. It's not rocket science. You know, I did leave some of the minor details out, but that is how it works. That is the high-level view, so that you can understand what is audiobook publishing, what is self-publishing, and I hope that you do it. There's a lot of opportunity in this model right now, and just take advantage of it. Okay, so be sure to let me know what you think. Are you considering audiobook publishing? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. See you guys soon.